live. Hello. Welcome back to a Tisragoth Stakecraft, the Dwarven Fortress. Got a little leftover Christmas punch. Added a little Captain Morgan spiced rum to that. Made myself a nice little rum punch. It's very tasty. That's what we're drinking tonight as we get back, because a dwarf doesn't have a good day's work without a good stiff drink. I mean, that's just the dwarven way. And that is how we roll here in a Tisragoth Statecrafts. Currently an outpost. Yes, we're in the world. Center on the fort. We are currently an outpost, the southernmost outpost of the Silvery Armory, the Dwarven civilization of the Silvery Armory. We're kind of here. We're trading outpost amidst the Silken Realms, a human alliance who we are friendly with. A human fort over this way. The incineration of extrication. Currently at peace with them too. This is a peaceful land. It is kind of wilderness, but it is a peaceful land. And we are just a fledgling outpost, getting ourselves set up. And that's what we're doing. Last time we didn't really take a good look at our dwarves. Hi, I'm Scotty Bomb, by the way. Got a little bomb on my shirt tonight. And this is the last stream of the new year, or of the old year, as we move into the new year, because this will be, I'm definitely not going to be streaming tomorrow for New Year's Eve. So if you're watching this on the Twitch replay or on YouTube, Happy New Year, Happy 2023. Or if you're watching it later, then consider this a message sent out into the future. But yeah, we're gonna Dwarf Fortress tonight for at least a couple hours. See how far we can get. Hopefully, not kill all our dwarves. That's that's our short-term goal every time we play. So for I don't know if I went over this last time, but I'm fairly new to Dwarf Fortress. Always been interested in it. Have watched other people play it before, but the user interface was very arcane to me. I might as well have been trying to read Draconic for as much sense as it made to me. I couldn't parse it. The new Steam version has a much more, let's call it user-friendly UI, and so it's finally given me the willingness to really kind of get my elbows dirtied up and greased up and get in there. I don't know where my metaphor is going there, but at any rate, we're Dwarf Fortressing. And let's see if there's any rumors abound. Something going on up here. The Dwarven Hillocks of Back Channel pop the Notched Dies, Silvery Armory. In the early spring of 100, Lapped Keys became mayor of the Notched Dies. Muthkat Halecho became expedition leader of the Notched Dies. And a group calling itself the Notched Dies founded Back Channel after a long journey from the... So yeah, another Dwarven Hillock was set up. Doesn't look like there's a lot of other news or rumors. Some Dwarven civilizations over in the Centerlands here. This is a largely unpopulated wilderness here with some I want to say some goblins. Oh no, there's humans. Some humans down there. I thought there were some goblins mixed in there, but I was mistaken. These are goblins over here. Another Dwarven civilization. There's actually 3 Dwarven civilizations here. But there's one here as well. We started up here. This is our civilization. So yeah. We started out last time, and we haven't super looked into our dwarves all that much. So I thought maybe we'd start today taking a look at some of these guys. We're doing okay here at Statecrafts. Just kind of reacquaint ourselves here with the fort. We've got our main fort entrance here. It's pretty open. I mean, there's an argument to be made that this could probably be better defended. We should definitely get some traps in there. But we're in a pretty peaceful zone, and we don't have a lot of nearby enemies, so I'm not anticipating a lot of danger. We have over here our trading post kind of set up inside. Down here is our carpenter station and our wood chopping. We actually made a point to only chop down nearby trees that weren't fruit bearing so that we had an easy source of fruit because we don't currently have a lot of animals. We don't currently have access to fish that we found. So I figured we'd be relying a lot on plants. To that note, we've also got 2 farm plots here. A larger farm plot, which is just going to be handling armored caps. Or I've put myself on the spot. Now I don't remember. There we go. We have sweet pods. We have dimple cups, rock nuts, cave wheat, raspberry seeds. Anyway, we've got some mushrooms growing. We've got some pigtails growing. Then we descend down into. Hey, we've got a turkey going on here. Oh, right, because Kel here has a pet turkey. We're going to look into the dwarves in a minute. We go down. We were trying to go down a little further than this, but we discovered there is in fact an aquifer right here. So we moved over and we cut down to elevation 0, where we started setting up the actual fortress, the actual like main fortress. We tried to go down a little further, but we discovered there is in fact an aquifer right underneath here too, and we're going to have to deal with those aquifers at some point. And in fact, we might consider building a well here, especially because we're definitely going to be looking at probably starting to make a hospital sometime soon. At any rate, we've built out rooms in our fortress for each of our dwarves. They're reasonably sized. They're pretty Spartan at the moment, but we'll get there. Sorry, my rum punch may have squeaked against my microphone. I apologize. Down here, we've got the beginnings of our workshops. We hit a lot of gems early on, so we built a jeweler's workshop to get those polished up, because those make for good trading. Our stoneworkers workshop, our crafts dwarf workshop. We started building a tavern over in here. In fact, we probably zoned it. Yeah, we have. And we built way too many cups. Way too many cups. So we're going to be trading a bunch of those away too, just to get rid of them. We've got our drink storage down here now because of that. Just a general storage area up here, well underground, well protected. And the last thing we did last time is we built a worship area, just a general church. Got a bunch of stuff just kind of done here. Autumn has come. We've got just a stray dog in here and a stray cat, both hanging out in the church. We're going to make this temple area a little nicer at some point, but we built it 1 level up because again we hit this aquifer down below. But we're going to have to go through it at some point. So we got some short-term goals. We also just got, I believe, 2 waves of people coming in because we're up to pop 15 now. Most people are feeling fairly neutral. I think we had a couple mildly unhappy people by the time we left last time. They seem to have cheered up a bit. For the most part, our dwarves are in high spirits, or at least moderate spirits. People seem to be doing okay. So let's take a look at who we got here. We'll start with our expedition leader, Lore. So, Lore Flaxen Relics, Lore Engigzeneg is our expedition leader at present. He has a couple roles, actually. Not only is he expedition leader, I believe. He is currently also working as the manager, the broker, and the bookkeeper. He's just got a lot of hats on at the moment. But he is very much kind of the leader in this here fort at the moment. He disdains artwork and self-control. He is cruel, but he has good focus. He's a little wasteful, but he has a very good memory. And despite his kind of feels wonder remembering incompletely performing the rites of the Sienna sect in an undecided temple, he feels wonder at that time that he didn't finish his worship. I find that, euphoric due to inebriation. There we go. Satisfied at work. Satisfied remembering work. Yeah, so he's a proficient miner. He's an adequate organizer, but he's a bit rusty because we just got that underway. Dabbling in a bunch of other stuff. He's currently hauling some peaches, so we got them all food gathering at the moment, I believe. He's 78 years old. He has a lover. He has a lover. Our metal crafter, in fact. Lore. My man. Got in good with Izum Zulbenzacet. Zulbenzacet. Um, his deity is Ogazassin. We're gonna have to we'll do a deeper dive into these deities at some point. Maybe take a look in legend mode. He's friends with all of the rest of the starting dwarves, all six of the other starting dwarves, and has already built a bit of a passing acquaintance with some of the other dwarves in our who've recently joined thanks to the migration. He's well liked, which is interesting because his attitude is awful. He is deliberately cruel to those unfortunate enough to be the subject of his sadism. He is not careful with resources when working on projects. He often spends unnecessary effort. He tends to be passive in discussion, lives an orderly life, organized and neat. But he does have a tendency toward forming deep emotional bonds with others, and is surprisingly humble despite his cruelty, which is interesting. And this is obviously why people like him. Like he's a cruel taskmaster, but God, he's charming, and people like him. And he's very outwardly humble. He's a bit of a pessimist, and he's slow to trust. But once he trusts you, like you've got a friend. You've got a friend for life. Doesn't mind wearing something special now and again. Who doesn't? Generally acts with a narrow focus on the current activity. Tries to not reveal too much personal information. Does not easily fall in love, and rarely develops positive sentiments. But I mean, he's friends with practically everybody in the fortress already, and he doesn't easily fall in love, but he has a lover. So I mean, there you go. He can handle stress, occasionally overindulges, tends to, of course, he's cruel and sadistic. Of course, he's going to hold a grudge. Does lick his lips when he's nervous, and of course needs alcohol through the day. He holds crafts dwarfship to be the highest ideal, celebrates talented artisans and their masterworks. He dreams of mastering a skill one day. We're going to help him do that. Personally finds artwork boring and finds those that pulses a little stiff. Has a couple preferences. He likes llamas for their wool. That's interesting. And the words of the watchful gloss. He likes bat, sheep cheese, pendant amaranth beer, and kenaf seed oil. Absolutely detests mosquitoes. Good thing we're not in a big mosquito place. Overall, he's somewhat focused with satisfied needs. He's not doing too badly overall. Yeah, he's been around, apparently. Oh, no, he hasn't. Sorry. He's got all these different positions with us. We're the violent barricade, apparently. I suppose that makes sense. We're a southern outpost from the Silvery Armory. I suppose we might be called the violent barricade. That tracks to me. So this is our leader. This is Lore, the expedition leader. We could give him a nickname if we wanted, but I don't think he's earned a nickname yet. He's just Lore at the moment. So we took a look at Lore. Let's take a look at his lover. His lover. She has a turkey hen she has a huge family. A huge family. Oh, weird. Passing acquaintance with Lore. Do I have the wrong dwarf? Izum Banner Knives. I did have the wrong dwarf. There we go. There's Izum. Izum is the metal crafter. That's right, not the miner. She's 88. She is in love with Lore Flax and Relics. Izum Banner Knives. Zul Benzacet. She values commerce. Interesting. She's a proficient metal crafter, competent gem cutter, an adequate gem setter, though she is a little rusty with that. She has an unmet need to fight and an unmet need to pray, but we did just create that temple. That'll give her an opportunity to maybe get some prayer in. She's a brawler. But she has good intuition. She's musical. She recovers quickly. She's tough. That's interesting to me that she's musical, and Lore kind of fell in love with her. Hello, Angry Cat. Welcome to the channel. We're just taking a look at our dwarves right now. Did I not assign her a room yet? I might not have done that yet. I think I haven't assigned new rooms to some of the new people who just came in. Good intuition, great musical sense, very good creativity. That's interesting. She and Lore are in love, and Lore detests artistic pursuits. He thinks that they're frivolous, they're a waste of time, and yet he's fallen in love with this very creative metal crafter who has a love of music. I guess it's one of those opposites attract things, because the two of them found each other. She tends to think before acting, but is currently a little more thoughtless. And she's quite polite, but is currently a little more rude. That's probably a little bit of Lore rubbing off on her. She's a little less private, yet tends to make a small mess with her own possessions. She's currently more fearless and is currently more confident and a little more shameless. I'm going to say that's probably Lore rubbing off on her a bit, because he's got a bit of a mean streak, but he's very gregarious. So that might be him kind of rubbing off on her. Got setter Raxer. I'll get the Dwarven language down. Is her deity. We'll take a look at these deities a little later too. Maybe not tonight, but down the road. Close friends with a couple of the other dwarves who came in. Passing acquaintance with this peasant here, and of course Lore is her lover. Fallen in love with the expedition leader. So we were looking at Kel a little bit here. Kel is a miner, 72 years old. Poor spatial sense, not very musical, but very agile. She disdains law but values peace. I think we took a look at her last time a little bit. She likes for people to be like just easygoing and for everything to just get by, but she doesn't like structured rules. She thinks that that's government overreach. She's not into that. She lives by the unspoken laws. She's an accomplished miner, a skilled appraiser as well. That's good to note. What do we got here? She worships Id. There's a deity named Id. I love it. Almost as cool as the Tenebrous Rabbit. I believe that was one of them too. Close friends with Ficod Dodocasis, the Mason. Friends, she was one of our starting 7, so she's close friends with pretty much everybody. She's already getting some passing acquaintances, though, with the animal caretaker. Interesting. She has a very good sense of empathy, but she has meager ability with social relationships, little natural inclination towards music, and an atrocious spatial sense. Never feels discouraged, does not easily fall in love, rarely develops positive sentiments, doesn't tend to hold on to grudges. It's good to note. Often acts with compassion, tend to avoid physical confrontations. Works to square. She tends to avoid physical confrontations, but works to square this natural tendency with her respect for martial prowess. She likes people who are tough and fighty, but also doesn't like to fight all that much. I find that interesting. Sense of duty, still holds law and disdain. Doesn't feel envious generally. That's good to note. 72 and still hitting the mines, pretty admirable. Well, 72 is like middle-aged for a dwarf, I want to say, because they can live to be like 170 or so. So like she's still young. She's still young for a dwarf. Who else we got? Let's take a look at Rith here. We're taking a look at Rith as well. Rith has a pet. Rith also comes from a huge family, tons of cousins. Worships a couple different deities, actually. Golastlistus. Cool. Godin. She has a pet turkey hen, which might be a preference for her. She likes gabbro, lay pewter, turquoise, battle axes, the sound of the scintillating skirt. When possible, she prefers to consume axolotl, yellow bullhead, durian wine, and cowpeas. Durian wine. Woo, stinky wine. Absolutely detests bats. No, this is a management game. We're making a Dwarf Fortress and having a good time doing it. And part of the joy of the game is that your dwarves all come prepackaged with their own personalities. And so there's a lot of kind of like immersive story, or not immersive, what's the word I'm looking for? There's a lot of story that just kind of naturally progresses as you go because of the stuff that's just happening in your fortress while you're trying to manage it. And hopefully not everyone dies. That's basically kind of what we're going for at the moment. I'm very new at this game, and so the chances of someone dying are not zero. We'll put it that way. Um, dreams of raising a family. Interesting. So, uh, cooperation is one of her highest ideals. Values merrymaking and parties. Prefers a noisy, bustling life to boring days without activity. All right. She's a cool dude. She has a son, interestingly enough. But no husband, I note. So she had that son likely out of wedlock, you would assume. Or her husband has passed, maybe? Hard to say. Passing acquaintance with some of the people. Obviously her pet, turkey hen, who she likes. She just likes having a turkey. She likes having a turkey. Who doesn't like having a turkey? Who else we got? Those three are in the best moods at the moment. Actually, Izum is also in a very good mood. Probably because she's fallen in love with Lore. That would make sense to me. Got a bunch of other dwarves here who aren't as good. We got a bone carver. What's up with that? Legendary bone carver. Oh my goodness. Asin Ancient Glazes. Zustash Fikad. He is married with 2 lovers, and he has a pet Keat. Good focus, poor spatial and kinesthetic sense. He's patient, acquiescing, and polite. He has some unmet needs. He wants to be with friends. He wants to pray to the Tenebrous Rabbit, god of festivals and merrymaking. We discovered that last game. I love the Tenebrous Rabbit, by the way. I think that's just a great deity. All of the other thing about this game is that all of the world itself was randomly generated when we started the game. So all of the deities and whatnot were all randomly generated. All of the civilizations were randomly generated. It's completely procedural. So, and now we're just kind of building it. So, he's a legendary bone carver though. He's got to have a history. That's his wife. Oh, he's married to the animal caretaker. She came with, so that's good. Doesn't have any kids yet. Tons of nieces and nephews. He has a lover, so that's interesting. He has a pet Keat, a couple passing acquaintances in the fortress. Has a couple people who he worships. Has great ability to focus, a great deal of patience, has poor analytical abilities, an atrocious spatial sense, very clumsy kinesthetic sense. But he is a legendary bone carver. A scrimshaw. He doesn't cling tightly to ideas and is open to changing his mind. He's very polite. Tends to assume the worst of 2 outcomes. A bit of a pessimist. Tends to only form tenuous emotional bonds with others. A little tight with resources. Generally quite confident of his abilities. A bit of a greedy streak. Fair enough. He's a legendary bone carver. I'm willing to say that that's okay. Lives a fast-paced life. Interesting. Very friendly, generally acts with a narrow focus on his current activity. He lowers his eyes when annoyed. Interesting. Very interesting. I love that we can just like look at the brains of our dwarves here. He dreams of creating a great work of art. Well, I mean, dude's a legendary bone carver. It's a great work of art at some point. Personally does not care about fairness. Interesting. Holds craftsdwarfship to be the highest ideal, celebrates talented artisans for their masterworks, prizes loyalty. Interesting. He likes jellyfish leather, sea nettle jellyfish leather. Must feel good on the skin, I would assume that. Likes bracelets and the sound of the saffron of gloss. When possible, prefers to consume floating guts. Durian wine. Everybody likes the stinky wine. A crazy boat indeed. Absolutely detests flies. Interesting. Well, we're going to have to try to keep flies out of our fortress. Our weaponsmith is also flashing here. He's married to Lead Ruled Seal, who also is a peasant. He also came with her. No kids at present, tons of aunts and uncles, probably some passing acquaintances, lots of deities, also worships Id, and Golastlistus. I'll be interested to look a little bit more into what these deities are about at some point. She belongs to the Faith of Gold religion. Oh, former member. She left that religion. Interesting. Good creativity, good intuition, little difficulty with words, little willpower, little natural inclination toward music, and poor spatial sense. A relentless drive, though, completely consumed by ambition. Swayed by emotional appeals, though. Strongly prefers discussions of ideals and abstract concepts over handling specific practical issues. Often nervous, little bit nervous. There is a Legends mode. I'm not going to go into it today, but maybe we'll explore it maybe next time. Because you can go into basically the entire history of the world that was randomly generated prior to us starting the game. Like 100 years of history was created. And so, and all the deities were randomly generated. So I don't really know much about them, except a little bit of details that I got when I created a little shrine in the fortress here. So that's why I know that the Tenebrous Rabbit is the god of festivals and merrymaking. Because I was like, the Tenebrous Rabbit, that sounds rad. Stubborn, occasionally overindulges. Exhales sharply when exasperated. All dwarves need alcohol to get through the working day. That's just a dwarven thing. Need to have a drink. Little drink to get through the day. What do we got here? Likes geese for their formation flying. Interesting. What are her needs right now? She wants to eat a good meal. She wants to be with family. Oof, that's a rough one. She does have her husband here, though, so that's good. Let's take a look at him. Led Illidervad, the peasant, ruled seal. He's currently having a drink. He's got a lot of positive traits, actually. He's just a dabbler on most things, but he's a competent Marksdwarf. That's good to note. When we start making a militia, we might call upon that, actually, and he might be an early contender for a militia commander, just because he's already a competent warrior. He has some unmet needs to pray, but again, we just built our center of worship, so that should take care of some of that right away. He's only 26 years old. He's quite young, actually. How old is his wife? She's also 26. They're both quite young, actually. A young couple setting out to the frontier, to this new outpost, to start afresh, get a new lease on life. That's awesome. That's great. There's a little story right there for you. Values perseverance, high willpower to make up for his wife's low willpower. That makes sense. He disdains peace. High kinesthetic sense, not creative, good spatial sense. He has an iron will, a great kinesthetic sense, a great feel for the surrounding space, good intellect, and a good feel for social relationships, and good intuition, but has poor focus and lousy creativity. He's rarely moved by curiosity. He likes to take it easy. He doesn't focus on material goods. He's quite polite, though. He's not inherently proud of his talents and accomplishments, not particularly interested in what others think of him. He's pretty easygoing, cool dude. He tends to be a little wasteful when working on projects, and of course needs a little bit of alcohol. He likes cows for their haunting moos. He likes the haunting moo of a cow. It moves him. That was not intentional, but I'll take it. It moves him. He likes anchovies, plump helmets, of course, staple of the dwarven diet, purple amaranth beer, and pineapples, but he detests moon snails. Interesting. All right. I'm loving learning a little bit about our dwarves to start this one, because we didn't really look into them last time. Another one of our starting dwarves here, our Fisher Dwarf. One of the two Ustuths. We've got two of them. Ustuth Oberkikrost and Ustuth Tunulab. So let's take a look at both of them, actually. We'll take a look at the two Ustuths. So, Heroic Stockades. Ustuth Heroic Stockades, the Fisher Dwarf. He has a big unmet need to craft an object. He wants to make something. He wants to socialize, too, Be creative. He wants some excitement in his life. He's got a little bit of self-pity after being unable to practice craft for so long. That's too bad. Oh, but he's a talented fisher dwarf. Not much fishing around these parts, though. We're going to have to start looking at making clothes for our dwarves sometime soon. I thought I gave everybody quarters. I have to look at that. Great kinesthetic sense and a way with words, but he has little willpower, very bad analytical abilities, and little patience. Tries to keep things orderly. He has little patience, but he's a fish or dwarf. He fishes, but he has little patience. Interesting. That's an interesting career move there, Ustu. He has an active sense of humor, has an active imagination. He often feels discouraged. He is somewhat uncomfortable around those that appear unusual or live differently from himself. He's not big on other cultures or other races, potentially. Excuse me, could be considered rude, is assertive, doesn't cling tightly to ideas though and is open to changing his mind, does not easily fall in love, rarely develops positive sentiments, and can handle stress. He tends to stretch out when he's bored. I can see him sitting on the banks of the brook here, his fishing rod, like stuck in his chair, stretching out because he's bored, waiting for the fish. Because of course he has little patience and he's getting impatient. He likes working outdoors, grumbles only mildly at inclement weather, which is good because he fishes. And dwarves don't generally like being rained on, so that's good to note. A lot of mussel shells out here. Some dead birds, too. Our cats. It's our cats. Let's check out the other Oostuth. Oostuth Tunulab, Door Squirt. 75-year-old planter. Very proficient planter and a proficient record keeper as well. That's good to know. He'd like to eat a good meal. He'd like to be in a fight and be extravagant. He wants to dress nice. He is frail. That's one of his downsides here. He worships id. Has great kinesthetic sense, great deal of patience, but little difficulty with words, meager creativity, poor focus, and questionable spatial sense. He is intellectually stubborn. He rarely changes his mind during a debate, regardless of the merits. Does not easily hate or develop negative feelings, though. So, I mean, he'll stand his ground in a debate, but you know what? At the end of the day, no hard feelings. A frail guy looking for a fight. Go figure. You're absolutely right. He thinks he is fairly important in the grand scheme of things. So he's got a little bit of ambition. He thinks highly of himself. Finds helping others emotionally rewarding. Does not easily fall in love and rarely develops positive sentiments. He generally finds himself quite hopeful about the future. Tends to ask others for help with difficult decisions. He occasionally overindulges. He is assertive. He doesn't focus on material goods. He can occasionally lose focus on the matter at hand. Does not have a great aesthetic sensitivity and is conflicted by this as he values artwork and its creation. So he doesn't have great aesthetic sense, but he loves art. He doesn't get art, but like conceptually, intellectually, he likes art. He knows he likes it. He just doesn't know why. He can handle stress, and of course, he only grumbles a little bit. He needs alcohol to get through the working day, like any good dwarf, and actually likes working outdoors, so that's good. Again, for a planter, also quite good. He's making some bells right now. Interesting. Yeah. Okay, so we've taken a look at most of our dwarves now. But our weapons dwarf, our animal caretaker, I don't think we looked at her, and she's married to one of the other dwarves, isn't she? Asen. This is Odom Ingishamug, Odom Bodisfog. She's an animal tamer. She only really wants to pray. She's an adequate animal caretaker, an adequate soaper as well. Interesting. She's currently hauling peach pits for us. Meager kinesthetic sense, little natural inclination toward music, a large deficit of willpower, and poor spatial sense. Oof. She has a calm demeanor, though. Does not easily hate or develop negative feelings. Tends to hang on to grievances, though. Often feels discouraged. I can see why. She has very little willpower, so she probably gives up easy. She is not inherently proud of her talents and accomplishments. She is somewhat uncomfortable around those that appear unusual or live differently from herself. Generally acts with a narrow focus on the current activity. Generally finds herself quite hopeful about the future. Not particularly interested in what others think of her, though. She's down on herself, but she doesn't really care what other people think about her. She does not seek out excitement. Doesn't try to get things done perfectly. Stiffens up when she's surprised. interesting. Very interesting. All right. Disdains sacrifice. Whew. She doesn't like to make sacrifices, but she's out here on a wilderness outpost. So, Angry Cat, you just jumped in. So you weren't here right at the beginning when I actually did take a look at the world map. We can center on our fort here. This is where we're located. This is us, the Dwarven Fortress of Stakecrafts. We are the southernmost outpost of our civilization, which is this civilization here. We belong to the Dwarven civilization called the Silvery Armory. And we are this southern outpost that has just set itself up here, kind of amidst like the edge of the human territory here. This human civilization is called the Silken Realms Alliance, and we are we're on good relations with them. There's some elves over this way too. We're also on pretty good relations with the elves of the Tattooed Silkiness, and we're far from these goblins over here, the goblin pits of the Torment of Cuts. So we're actually in a pretty peaceful territory. And that was intentional. I wanted to have a fairly easy go for one of my first dwarf fortresses here. You can see the world is rather large. There's a couple other dwarven civilizations around. Up to the north, there is the fortress of Parchshield, which has no civilized population living it. And over here is the Gloved Passions at the Dwarven Power of Waldband. So there's a mysterious tower, possibly necromancers, hard to say, who are about 2 days travel up this way. They might pose some problems at some point, but at present, not so much. So yeah, with kind of our whole deal is that we are this kind of southern trade outpost at the moment. So we brought our 7 starting dwarves here. We set them up in this little kind of river valley, which you can see here. I'll just zoom out a little bit. This sort of river valley here, with this brook running through it, and we started carving into kind of the cliffside here. And as you can see, we've started to dig down. We did have to kind of deke over because we struck an aquifer right below this level here. And the aquifer is kind of here-ish. And so we kind of went this way and saw if we could maybe get around it, and we could. And we went down to elevation 0. So this is sea level. And as you can see, if we come this way... Oh, no, maybe not. Never mind. I thought that we could actually pop out from the cliffside. We can't. It's fine. Whatever. So this is at elevation 0, and this is where we set up our actual living quarters at the moment. So we got a little tavern set up here for socializing, a little crafts workshop over here. This is our main stockpile. We've got rooms for all our dwarves, because dwarves like a place to stay. We've got our manager's office set up here where Lore does his work. One level up, we just set up a temple. Just a generic temple, not to a specific deity. We don't have enough worshippers for like a critical mass at the moment. So it's just kind of a generic dwarven shrine where people can start to go and have their religious needs met. And what we discovered is there's actually another aquifer right beneath us, or the same aquifer just extends below us here. And we're going to keep on digging down as we go because there's stuff down there and we want to get it because Atisragoth, the outpost of Stakecrafts, I mean, we're going to make some crafts because our civilization, maybe even the humans, maybe even the elves, might send some trade caravans at some point. We want to be able to trade with them. At the moment, we don't have a lot to trade. I pushed the wrong button because I'm not 100% comfortable with the controls yet. Because, again, new to the game. We made a ton of mugs when we were trying to make mugs for everybody in the... here in the in the tavern. We made a ton of them, way too many. So we're going to trade those away. We also hit a lot of gem seams, as you can see here in the polished room areas, with a lot of malachite in them. And so we've been polishing up some of the gems, the tourmalines, the malachite, cutting them and polishing them because polished gems we can trade as well. Yeah, we definitely want to trade. Sometimes dwarves will also be overtaken by a strange mood. And that might inspire them to go and create something truly masterful. and they'll go and they'll pick up some like rare ingredients, and they'll make their way to one of the crafts rooms, and they'll forge an artifact of great value. And that hasn't happened yet. But the problem is if you don't have the materials for it, the specific kinds of materials they're looking for, they can go mad and die from being overtaken by this creative impulse. So, and we, excuse me, don't currently have access to like a lot of cloth or silk or leather. So these are all things that we want to, or even iron bars for that matter. We don't have a smelter yet. So when the first trade caravan comes, because it hasn't come yet, we're going to try to trade a bunch of this gem wealth in exchange for just some like materials, just some random materials, so that any dwarves that are overtaken by a strange mood can follow their creative impulse and potentially bring glory to our outpost, which would be great. So we've taken a look at our dwarves, which was the first thing I wanted to do today. We have some short-term projects. I still have the game paused. We've been paused for like 40 minutes, just so that we could kind of go through a bit of the lore of our dwarves. So we'll unpause now. I expect we're going to start seeing some dwarves come up here to worship, because a lot of them have unmet needs for worship. Currently, there's just a dog hanging out in there. I don't know why, but whatever. There we go. See, someone's come in. Odom, the animal caretaker. Here's Ingiz. People are starting to come in and pay their respects to their deities. We've got some dwarves hanging out here in the tavern. The tavern needs some work. I'd like to get some chairs, some tables built and in there. Maybe start working on those soon. I should make sure everybody has a room. That's going to be important. Dwarves like to have some space. At some point, we're going to need to create a hospital, because injuries can happen. Maybe we'll build it down this way. I know we have access to water underneath, and I might actually carve out a well over here, so that our dwarves have access to clean water. We are at some point also going to have to try a snail. There's a snail here. We're going to have to try to cut our way through the aquifer, because we need to get deeper. And I can't trust that we're necessarily going to be able to just get around it over and over. We're probably going to have to try to carve our way through carefully, so that we can get deeper underneath it. And we have access to stone, so that shouldn't be a problem. We should also make a kitchen area at some point, an actual feasting hall and a kitchen area, so that somebody can start cooking food. So yeah, we do have some short-term goals. Let's start by taking a look at the rooms here. Make sure everybody's got one. Asin and Odom, of course, they're married. They're sharing a room. That makes sense. Do they both need a bed? That's a good question. That is a good question. I don't actually know if married dwarves both need a bed. Ingiz, Rigoth, and Shorast are sharing a room here. Got a couple people who are doubled up at the moment. It's Lore's room. We've got a couple people who are doubled up at the moment. I don't like that. We've got 15 dwarves. I don't think we have enough rooms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We do have 15 rooms. So who needs their own space? We had 2 married couples. Who else was doubled up? Who else was doubled up? That's her room. There's 2 empty bedrooms. All right, hold on. Who's doubled up here? Who's doubled up and why? Rith is there. Zulban and Led. Are you 2 married? Zulban and Led. I don't remember. Zulban. We got 2 Zulbans too. Zulban is married to Led. Okay, so they're a married couple. They're doubled up. That makes sense. Oh no, they've both taken adjoining rooms. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Asin and Odom as well here have both paired up. Rigoth and Shorast. Rigoth and Shorast are married. Okay, so all the married couples have doubled up, except one of them has taken adjoining rooms. Interesting. That fascinates me. But that's good news. That means we have 2 spare rooms. That's fine. I don't mind that. All right, so we're going to start by maybe trying to make a well here. So that would be the well. We can play it on an open space above water. So we're going to try to channel here. We're going to have someone just dig a channel here. So this leads us into the lower level here. And as you can see, there is water here. This is all damp, which means there's an aquifer down here. So my hope is that this will actually fill this up with water. Which is good. Now the question is, this is probably dangerous. This might be dangerous. I don't want to accidentally drown a dwarf down here. This channel's not filling with water, though. I was kind of hoping it would. A lot of dwarves praying right now. I suppose that makes sense, though. It started to rain outside, too. Ain't nobody likes rain. Dwarves don't like being rained on. What do we got here? Sandstone. It's all sandstone down here. I'm going to... I'm gonna do this. Oh boy. It started to fill up with water almost instantly, didn't it? So this is fine. This is water level 1 at the moment. Dwarves can stand in water up to a certain depth. You need to come back. You need to come back and keep mining. Hey, that filled up with some water there. Uh-oh. We need to assign someone else to mining stat here. Oh, Oh, it's because I hadn't confirmed it. Okay, there we go. All right, we got both miners in here now. Okay, so now we need to build. We need to build walls. We need some limestone walls. We're trying to dig our way through the aquifer here, is what we're trying to do. And actually, this started to fill up with some water, actually, which I'm pleased by. We might have to make it a little deeper to actually effectively. Why's that turkey jumping down there? No, don't go down the channel. Use the stairs. Oh, my dwarves. My dwarves! What are you doing? I have an idea, actually. That we're going to cancel this. Oh, maybe we can't. All right. It's fine. Need them to finish construction of these walls. Like sooner than later. Guys. Dwarves. Did everybody go to sleep? What's going on here? There we go. Everybody's taking a break, but this is actually vitally important. Water is leaking in. Oh, hey! A supply caravan has arrived. All right. We'll have to take a look at that shortly. I'm kind of worried about this filling up with water right now and someone drowning here. An animal has grown to become a stray blue peacock. Our diplomacy has shown up as well. So, Expedition Leader Lore Engigzeneg meets with the outpost liaison Minkot Romak Toulon. Minkot says, I'm your liaison from the Mountain Homes. That's the capital of our civilization. Let's discuss your situation. So there's much to share. So he's going to provide us with what information the civilization knows. So stuff that just is happening in the world. This is one of the main ways that we can learn what's going on. So for next year's caravan, make requests for next year's caravan. They'll always charge more for these items. So what are things that we need? We definitely don't need cups, mugs, and goblets, that's for sure. We would like some leather. We definitely like some leather. Any old leather will do. Something fairly normal, I would assume. Sure, some pig leather. Why not? We'll do some pig leather. We would like some silk cloth. Let's go with just some cave spider silk cloth. Doesn't need to be giant, just regular cave spider silk cloth. And we would like some metal bars. Just some iron bars. Some simple iron bars. I think that's all we really need. Basically, we want raw materials for the event that some of our dwarves get into a strange mood. We might get some bones, actually, because we've got that Can we get bones? Because we've got that scrimshaw. Pets, drinks, cheeses, powders, extracts. That's venoms, milks. Yeah, okay. Meat, plants, cages. We're going to have to build some cages. Some cage traps would be good. Flasks, water skins, backpacks, sand, glass. Maybe under miscellaneous? Nope. Clutches, eggs, crutches, I should say. Cloth, thread, tools, clay, sheets. Oh, maybe we can't get bones. Well, I mean, we can make bones. I just need to make a butcher shop, right? It's just that we don't have a lot of animals yet. Can ask for pets or instruments. Would bones be under meat? Do bones count as meat? Tripe does. Leech meat. Delicious. Bear tripe. Fantastic. But, I mean, dwarves have tastes. What can I say? That'll do. I think we'll do that. So pig leather, requested, priced at 205%. Cave spider silk, priced at 206%. Iron bars requested, priced at 210%. They are looking for prepared meals and cut gems. Yes, that means they're going to pay extra, 188% for cut gems. Not this caravan, but next year's caravan. And that's great because we have some gem seams and we have a jeweler, so we can do cut gems. Yes. Prepared meals, we'll see if I can get a kitchen online in time, but we can definitely cut some gems for you, sir. Awesome. Our trade depot is over here. So in theory, and here's the trade caravan coming in right now. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this trade caravan coming in. Awesome. I love to see it. Outpost liaison has arrived. One of our animals turned into a peacock. We had a little stray, little bird, and it turned into a peacock. This is our pasture. This is where our animals kind of roam at the moment and graze. We've got a peacock. We've got some horses. We've got some cows. We've got a donkey, apparently. Don't actually remember what we have here. And we left all of the fruit trees up because we had to cut down wood. Dwarves love to live in stone. They love surrounding themselves with stone. But they don't like to sleep on it. They like to sleep on a good old-fashioned wooden bed. So you need wood. The problem is elves hate it when you cut trees. So we very selectively cut down only non-fruit-bearing trees. I also recognized we might not find a lot of fishing. We don't have access to a lot of meat at the moment. We're going to be relying on a lot of plants and mushrooms for our diet for the time being. So I wanted to leave as many fruit-bearing trees as possible. It's autumn, so the leaves are starting to fall. So that was intentional. That was by design. I wanted to leave a lot of plants. Look at this. They're laying out their wares for us. We're going to move some goods over to our workshop. We have a lot of cut gems. Bring them all up. Bring them all. Pink jade, citrine, tourmaline. Bring it all up. Look at this. Look at this. Clear tourmalines valued at 1,000. Tourmalines valued at 1,000. That's huge. That's huge. We're going to be able to buy a bunch of stuff. Bring up the cut gems. Bring them all up. Goblets as well. They're only worth 20, but we made so many goblets. We don't have a lot else. Certainly nothing else that we would want to trade. So this is just kind of like, we have some mussel shells. They're not valued at anything. Got a couple of bins. We started making bins. Just to store stuff. They're good for storage. We've got a weapon bin. We've got finished goods bin. 2 of them, actually. Because you can automate your production. So, sorry, I accidentally went up the cliffside here. And now I'm lost. Where are we? Where are we? Hold on. Wait. There we go. You can automate a lot of your production. So I have like the carpenter at the moment is automatically making barrels and bins when I need them. We have the distiller here. It's automatically brewing drinks whenever we need them. Um, don't have anything going on at the farmer's workshop yet, but we are going to get there because we're going to start processing some of our plants into we can start making like thread out of it, and we can start making clothes that way. So we are going to need our broker to come up to the workshop so that we can actually engage in some trade. In the meantime, how is this going, guys? You need to get down there and you need to finish building because this is filling with water. This is leaky. This is leaky, and I need you to fix it. Um, Dwarves, this is leaky, and I need someone to come fix it. So water can get up to a depth of 7, which is pretty much anything after 3, and your dwarves are in serious. They need to swim, and they're in serious risk of drowning. This is a little muddy water. A little muddy water. I'm worried about that. I'd like for it to be clean water so that we can drink it, but we'll maybe try to channel down one more. Why is nobody coming? It's because the trade caravan arrived. Everybody's excited about the trade caravan. All right, because our broker is here, Lord's come up. He's currently assigned as our broker. He's currently assigned as basically just everything because he's the expedition leader. He's kind of the honcho in the fortress at the moment. That might change as we get more dwarves moving in. We'll start to actually spread out some of the responsibilities, so Lord doesn't have to do everything. But we can now trade because he's here. So, greetings from the mountain homes. Your efforts are legend there. Haha, let us trade. We're going to give them a gift. We would like to give them a gift. We're going to give them one of these incredibly valuable gemstones, I think. We've got a lot of value in them at the moment. We're just going to give them the 200 value gemstone. We're going to offer it as a gift. So gifts are good. Gifts are things that you're just giving back to the mountain home. It makes the king happy. And if the king gets happy enough and your fortress gets prestigious enough, he might move there. And then your fortress becomes the new mountain home. And that would be good. We want prestige. We want to have nobles come and live with us. We want maybe one of our own people to be assigned a noble. Now, obviously, it would be great to offer him an artifact, but we don't have one at the moment. So we're just going to offer something of middling value. Let's actually do some trade first, and then we'll see what we need cash-wise before we offer up a gift. But we will offer a gift. We'll try to offer something valuable. They have a lot of great stuff here. Ooh, a flask. They'll just have like an assortment of stuff, and we're going to just try to grab some stuff. They have a codex. A chalk-bound codex, some pig parchment sheets, some crutches, some splints. They've got cheese. They've got reindeer cheese, water buffalo cheese, kangaroo cheese, delicious cheese. Oh, beautiful. We're gonna make our own cheese someday. Once our cows get more plentiful, we're gonna start milking them. We're gonna make our own cheese. That's gonna happen. Once we get some kids in the fortress, we can start assigning them chores. And one of the chores you can have them do is milk cows. So they've got some quivers. We don't have a lot of weapons at the moment. We don't need a lot of weapons at the moment. We're not in a dangerous territory. We don't have a lot of enemies around us. I'm not too concerned about that. A couple backpacks, some greaves. They do have thread, which is good. Lots of plump helmets, but we're rife with plump helmets. Got some fish. Got some meat. Got an iron anvil. We have an anvil. I think we're good on that. We could get a jaguar bone scepter. It's dirt cheap. Don't know why we'd want it, but it's there. They have silk. They have wool. They have a lot of wool and silk, actually. That's good. We're going to buy some of that. We're going to buy some leather. Maybe a little cloth as well. Got a polar bear leather bag. Nice. It's a fine bag you've got there. Nice sack. Don't know where I'm going with that. Gonna cut it off right there. Couple weapons, some buckets, some barrels with stuff, some milk. They're carrying a lot of milk, apparently. They've got a horse. They've got a male horse in a cage. They've got a male boar in a cage, too, actually. If they had a male and a female, I'd seriously consider buying both. And then putting them in our pasture, and we could start breeding them. But alas, they have 2 male boars. Got some musical instruments. They've got a gong, an umel, and this looks like some sort of maybe squeeze box or something. The odur. Got some rope. Oh, these are chains. Sorry, got some chains. Giant cave spider silk rope for 1,000. Got some blocks, got some gems, got some bars. Excellent. We're going to buy the platinum. Just any metal that they have, we'll take right now. What else? What else? What else? What else? We're going to close at the moment. Our dwarves are still well attired. Nothing's falling apart. I could afford to buy a whole bin. I mean, we'll for 70 value, we'll buy this whole bin of leather. And then we just have an assortment of leather for any kiwi leather. That must be a big kiwi, or a lot of kiwis died to make that leather. The wool is quite expensive. The cloth is really expensive too, but it's all silk. We want some silk though. We'll take some silk. We'll take some giant cave spider silk and a little bit of spider silk cloth. Not all of it, just some of it. Just some of it for now. We'll take some of the wool too. Just some cheap wool, and maybe something nice. Some llama wool and some alpaca wool. And the cheaper stuff too. We'll take all the cheap stuff. So what are we looking at? 625 worth of trade value so far. Sure, we'll take a little bit more. We'll take some more of the low value stuff, just so we have some on hand. It's not great quality, but you know what? It's fine. It'll do what we need in the event that we need it. We're already taking the whole bin of leather. We're already taking the whole bin. And we'll just take some regular cloth too. Just the stuff that's marked 30. We'll take all of it just in case. So there we go. We've got some leather. We've got some cloth. We've got some silk. And we've got some platinum iron bars. It's not a lot. But it's something. We'll take some thread as well. We'll take some alpaca wool yarn because it's dirt cheap. And we'll get something a little fancier, some pigtail thread, and a little bit of giant cave spider silk thread too. We're almost up at 1,000. That's one cut gem. We can trade one cut gem for all the stuff we're purchasing at the moment. Is this a book? Is this an actual book? I don't know. It doesn't have a title necessarily. I'm curious. Oops. Accidentally backed out. That's okay. This is fine. We can quickly get back what we had there. I'm tempted to buy some milk. So we were buying some of the cheap cloth, all the cheap cloth as I recall. All of the leather, we were going to buy all the leather. We were going to buy all the cheap wool cloth, and then a little bit of the alpaca and llama stuff. That was a little better quality. We were buying all of the cheap silk. We'll buy a little bit of the nicer stuff too. We'll throw in a little bit of the giant stuff too. Why not? And then there it is, the thread. We were going to buy all the cheap thread, and then we were going to get a little bit of nice thread as well. Okay, so I don't know that we have a splint, and I do want to set up I do want to set up a hospital soon, so we'll do that. Let's buy this codex. Why not? Let's see. Let's see what it is. I'm curious. We've got the money. We can buy a book for our Dwarf Fortress. Got some leaves and fruits. They have seeds. What kind of seeds have they got? I suppose we could get the seeds out of the fruits. We could buy some meat. I mean, that's not a terrible idea. Some chopped wolverine liver. Delicious. How much would it be to buy all the meat? It's only 300 to buy all the meat. Let's buy all the meat. Why not? Then we'll be stocked up on meat. People can eat more than just like mushrooms for a little bit. We'll treat our dwarves. They've been working hard the last year. They deserve to have a little bit of meat in their diet. We might need to make some bins though to store all that meat. What else have we got here? There is some armor. It's pretty expensive. We don't really need it at the moment. We could use another iron pick. A better pick for our miner. That would be good. Kind of tempted to buy some milk, actually, but... I'm not super interested in these animals, just because, I mean, if we could get a breeding pair, that would be one thing. We can't. It's just three dudes. Let's buy a musical instrument as well. Let's get a green glass odur. That can be put into our tavern. Dwarves love music. Love it. Let's give them some music. All right, so we've got about 1,600 worth of trade value here. We want to make a good deal. The trader wants to make a good deal on the trade, so he wants to get this to green. You can't see it because my picture is in the way, but down in the corner behind where you can see me on the screen, there's a little value thing, and it's currently at 1624 gold, and you have to be within weight. They can only carry so much. They can carry 894 pounds, and the trader wants to get the trade loss to green. They want to make a profit on the trade. So first things first, we're going to trade some of our gems. We're going to trade all the goblets as well. Get rid of them. We want them out of here. So that leaves us 400 value, which we could easily make up with these tourmalines. You know what? We'll just throw in another one of these 1,000 value ones to start. Trader's loss is currently... currently making a profit, but he's not making a lot of profit. He's not making enough profit that he's happy at the moment. What if we trade him everything? Now he's happy because he's making 3 grand profit. Okay. We want to keep one of our oval cut indigo tourmalines though, because we want to give it as a gift. We want to give a gift. But that leaves us with a little bit to play with here. I want to see if we might be able to grab some other stuff. So let's grab a little bit of rope. Never know when you're going to need a rope. We'll grab a toy, an iron toy axe. Sure. Nope. That's too much. Now he's not happy with this. With this trade. Ooh, we're right at the edge of what he's willing to accept. Maybe we can get just a little bit more. We can squeeze a little bit more out of him here. Can we get a bucket? Would you sell us a bucket? Yeah, he'll sell us a bucket. Okay. Already bought all your leather. A bunch of cloth. What else you got? That jaguar bone scepter. We bought all your meat. We're good on fish at the moment. I'm not too worried about fish. Got plump helmets through 4 days. 4 days. Artichokes. Interesting. Capers. Bilberries and raspberries. Interesting. Caper berries as well. Just want to try to squeeze as much value as we can out here. I think that might be good, though. Are you willing to trade for this? Ah, wonderful. Thank you for your business. Perfect. And then we're going to, you know what? Take this these oval cut indigo tourmalines as a gift. There you go. And there we go. We've done some trade. We have made trade. So we have... I don't want that horse. We have nothing else here in the trade depot. We can send Lore away. He's not needed anymore. So no trader needed, because we're done. We're done trading. Really want my dwarves to fix this leak. This leaky part here. Maybe we could hasten things a little bit. So we want stairs. This is filled up with water, so we might actually be able to build a well here now. Place a well above an open source above water. Requires mechanisms, blocks, a chain or rope, and a bucket. So we don't have the blocks, we don't have the mechanisms. All right. So the good news is we can make blocks. That's easy to do. Make blocks. Actually, we're going to make a work order out of it. I want blocks. I want rock blocks. I want... let's make... We've got a lot of stone. Let's make 20. Let's make 20 of them, and then we just have a little surplus. We've got an abundance of limestone, so let's make it out of that. Next up, we need mechanisms. So we need a mechanics workshop. So I guess that's what we're going to make. What does a mechanic make stuff out of? Guess we'll find out. Let's make it out of limestone. Did these stairs not get queued up? I'm worried about this leaky zone here. Let's try this. We're going to try... to build stairs all the way down here. There we go. And there's more aquifer underneath. Damn. Oh, boy. Why can't I mine here? You want to be generous with the mountain home. Gotta be generous with the mountain home. What is happening here? Why can't I get this done? Let's take a look at our dwarves real quick. Got 2 miners. It is coated with water, of course, because everybody's wet at the moment. All right, we will delete that. Work order. These work orders have been deleted. Okay, so we want construction. We want walls. We want a wall there to there. Build it. Our dwarves don't want to mine into the water is the problem. But the problem is that this is filling up with water. Because it's leaking in through the stone walls here. It's leaking in through the rough hewn walls, and we want to build actual stone walls to keep the water out. Oh, I see what the problem was. Okay. Okay, I see what the problem was. So we want to actually we want to disassemble this wall. That's what we want to do. So we want to disassemble this wall, disassemble that wall. Okay, this worked. So now, nope, not workshops. We want construction. We want walls. You're going to build a wall there out of limestone. Sometimes the dwarves get finicky. It's a pathing thing. And you're going to build a wall here with limestone. There we go. Okay, and now they couldn't path to those 2 sections, which is why they were having problems building it. So you're going to build a wall there with limestone, and you're going to build a wall there with limestone. Limestone walls. There we go. Now, in theory, that should stop the leakage. This water should evaporate at some point. And now we just need to continue going down into the aquifer in the hopes that we can finally carve our way through it. Yeah, the dwarves can get a little finicky from time to time. I wanted these stairs to go up and down. But it is what it is. You know what? I think I know what the problem is. So we want these stairs to go up. these stairs to go up. We want these stairs to go all the way down there. These stairs to go up. These stairs to go down. These stairs to go up. These stairs to go down. And these stairs to go up. There. See if that worked. I don't think it did. Hooray! That's fine. Oh, I didn't unpause. That's why it's not working. Okay. Yeah, I don't think it worked. It's fine. It's fine. We'll make do. It's fine. This is a beginning fortress. So we've got all this stuff. Beautiful stuff. Fish barrels, meat barrels. We've got just a stockpile of things now. We've got some buckets, and our machine shop has completed, so we can look at making some mechanisms, which we need for the well, which we're going to build here at this downward slope. So someone needs to go down there and build the thing. We have a general work order here for cut gems, so they'll just regularly cut gems when we find them, which is good. That's fine. People are mostly content. One person's very, very happy. Who is it? Who is very, very happy? Who is our happiest dwarf? It is Izum the Metal Crafter. Though she has an unmet need to fight, she is very happy with lore. She's having a good time. The dwarves are having a good time. So, we're going to try to cut further down into the aquifer. Basically, our goal here is to just kind of go level by level until we run out of aquifer. We're going to carve this out so that we can build stone walls here as well. We'll be a little more careful about our stone walls this time. And try to prevent the pathing issue that we had last time. So just as soon as she's done, we're immediately going to queue up the walls. We'll stick with the limestone because we got a lot of it. All right, that's the first wall. We'll basically do one wall at a time, just to make sure we don't get that pathing issue again. We want to try to carve our way all the way down through the aquifer. Look, this water's already all dried up here. Oh, and this is actually now two. Just a little bit of mud, not too bad. We'll have a well in no time. Just as soon as we've done this, we'll work on building a well here. Oh, I accidentally didn't unpause. Come on, my dwarves. All right. Let's get some more walls going. This one's filling up with water a little faster than the other aquifer was there, so. We want to be able to go deeper, and the only way we can go deeper safely is if we're not carving our way through water. And there we go. That should take care of that. Some nice limestone walls. While they're building that, we'll see if we can get this well built finally. Nether cap, pigtail ropes, mudstone mechanisms. And the dwarves will have access to some fresh water. Oh, they moved the Odur to here in the tavern. Perfect. Actually, you know what? We might be able to make an instrument now, because we built an instrument part at one point. We don't have the things we need though. What did we build? Did we build an Umel hammer? Don't remember now. Push the wrong button there. Instrument piece. Or did we made Udur pipes, I want to say, maybe. But we just built an Udur. Hammers require unrotten bones. We could make some Vankab strings. Or Zag keyboard. Or Zaggle triangles. Lurit bells and a Lurit case. Angrishes take a lot. Lurits take quite a lot. Odors have 3 parts. An Onam, a Vankab has 2 parts. Zag only requires a keyboard. Zaggle triangles. Because I'd like to make an instrument. Zag only requires Zaggle bells or Zag bells. So maybe we do that. Maybe we assemble a Zag. So let's make. Oh no, I don't. I do need more parts. Okay. All right, we're not going to make that now. We bought an instrument. That's fine. We're good. I want to see our well get constructed here. We've got Zulban currently assembling it, our weaponsmith. She hasn't had a chance to make any weapons yet because we don't have a weapons thing. But we now have a well. The well is dry. Oh. Why is the well dry? There's like 2 water down there. Maybe we need to dig that deeper. Speaking of digging deeper, maybe 2 just isn't enough. I have a plan, though. I have a plan. We're going to carve out our wall. We're going to dig into the well. And then we're going to carve it down a little further. We're going to channel it down a little further. In fact, we're going to open this up. That's what we're going to do. We're going to channel it right down another level. There we go. And then we're going to wall it right back up. With more limestone, of course. There we go. Now we've got a deeper well, and it's wider. That'll slowly fill up with water, and then maybe, hopefully, that will provide us with the well. There's some bituminous coal down there. Oh, whatever. It is what it is. But yeah, my hope is that will fill it up with water, and that will be better. This got a little wet while we were working on it. That's fine. It's fine. We're making use of the aquifer. So we're going to keep digging down now. We're going to go down further. We're going to go down 1 more level and see if we're below the aquifer finally. We are not. Elevation -3, and we're still in the aquifer. But you know what? It's got to be done. We got to find a way through it. This is kind of my short-term project for the night, is we're going to try to get through this aquifer. What do we got down here? Damp, rough-hewn sandstone. We've got, tetrahedrite. That's very nice. So we're going to mine out this area. Naturally, of course. Whoa, 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 whoa. I wasn't paying attention at all. 24 dwarves? Some migrants arrived. Zulben has become a carpenter. Fikod has become a stoneworker. Interesting. The merchants appear to have left. Okay, I wasn't paying attention. And a whole bunch of new dwarves arrived. Including, like, a whole bunch of children. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dwarven children have arrived. A 4-year-old with a big bushy beard. Look at that. English ring constructs. Came with his family and his older brother. So some families have shown up. We're going to need more quarters. We're going to need to cut out more quarters ASAP here. Meditating on wealth. Meditating on fortresses. Interesting. Another bone carver. Bim Missimush. We need to get another legendary bone carver. With his wife, a woodcutter, and his 3 children. Wow. Creator of first stasis chambers, then the world. First stasis chambers, then the world. Wow. Disdain's Law. We're going to have to take a look at these people. We've got a whole bunch. We got a new miner showed up. Dastot Irolfakad. This is huge. Got a whole bunch of people showed up here all at once. 2 lovers and 2 children. Eldest and youngest son showed up with her. Not her spouse. Her lover did show up, though. She's got a pet chick. Also has 2 lovers and 2 children. His nephew. Oh, look at that. His nephew is already in our fort here. And his lover, the miner. Interesting. Okay. So we got a lot more dwarves all of a sudden. This is good. This is really good. We've got some children as well, and that requires us to take a look at our chores. We don't want children to be traumatized. So we're going to make sure that they're not handling refuse. They're not handling burials. We don't want them touching anything. They can milk, they can feed patients and prisoners. They can haul, obviously. Hauling is good. But yeah, we don't want them doing anything with dead bodies or garbage, because that's not good. We'll have them doing chores for now. You know what? We have enough dwarves, and we don't have a ton of work that needs done. So, you know what? The kids can play for the time being. It's fine. We don't need them to be doing any hard labor at the moment. We should polish this up. I feel like we should polish this up, but we need to do something else first. Excuse me. Whose yak calf is this? I suspect we need to that they came with some animals. We're going to need to take a look at our pasture here. And we're going to need to assign some more animals, I think. Yeah, there's a stray yak calf. That can go in the pasture. We can assign some of these as pets, too. If somebody wants to take a pet, like the dogs in particular, we could set the dogs to pets. We got some cats, which is good. We might want to try to find some male cats so that they can breed. Cats are actually really good at hunting down vermin. So if a trader shows up with some cats in the future, we might try to get some more so that we can get them trained up, or get them breeding. I might set these dogs as pets, actually, if anybody wants them. The cat's obviously uninterested in owners. The dogs can be trained. We could train them as hunting dogs, actually. We're going to train both of the dogs as hunting dogs. I think that's a good idea. We have an animal trainer. Why not make use of her, right? Most everything is pretty good. Yeah, we're going to have the two dogs get trained as hunting dogs. As hunting dogs. All right, we do need to work on this. This is obviously a priority. Do I know how to release a dwarf from a cage? Roscoe M. Good question. I have not put a dwarf in a cage. You know, I do believe, though, when I was testing this out previous, I believe you can just click on the cage and let whatever's in it out. I think. Not 100% on that, though. I want this hauled away. This lovely tetrahedrite, I don't particularly want it to be lost, but we have an aquifer here that needs to get sealed off, so this is the priority. Of course, limestone walls. We've got a lot of limestone. Let's use it. Once we've dealt with this aquifer, we'll deal with building rooms for our other dwarves. Actually, while we were in there, we should take a look at our food. Labor, kitchen. We definitely don't want plump helmets to be cooked. We don't particularly want to brew pigtails either, honestly, because we want to turn pigtails into cloth at some point. Absolutely, you can cook the peaches. You can brew the peaches. Longland grass. We can brew the grass. Sure, why not? If you can make a drink out of grass, drink the grass. Apricot juice. Absolutely. We got some celery. We got some garden cress. Some yam plants. The plump helmets, of course, we want to preserve the seeds, so no cooking those. Yeah, I think that's good. Seeds. We don't want to cook almond seeds. Yeah, you can. K-wheat seeds, dimple cup, spawn, rock nuts, and sweet pod seeds. No cooking, though. Drinks. You can drink whatever. Meat, fish, and others. Cook whatever you need to cook, my dudes. We have a lot of raw mussels. That's fine. All right, because you can set standing orders. I think Roscoe left because I didn't have a good answer for him. I assume that it's still you here, Angry Cat. And of course, anybody who might be watching this on the replay, thank you for tuning in later on YouTube or here on Twitch. Let's construct some wall. Again, this is kind of a priority. We're going to get the aquifer dealt with, and then we're going to build out some new rooms. So just as soon as this wall is built, so we don't want this to fill up with water, basically. How's the well doing? Well, it's still considered dry. This will slowly fill up, though. I'm not too concerned. Hopefully, like, it's slowly filling up, and that's my hope, is that it will fill up enough that it'll turn into a proper well. Building a wall. Get the next wall up. Good solid limestone. We're about to get some more limestone going. Glad you're still here. Hopefully this is at least mildly interesting. The music is wonderful. Get more walls going up here. All right. We're almost done with this. Nope, not a door. We need a wall. There's the wall. And last bit, a little bit of a limestone wall here. We will cut through this aquifer. We must cut through this aquifer. Well is still considered dry. Hopefully that fills up. Chill and fun can be chill and fun. What can I say? All right, so we're going to start cutting down this way. We're going to start cutting down this way. Because this is actually coming up on the edge of our fort here. So yeah, we're going to cut down this way. We're going to cut out new rooms over here. We'll look at making bigger rooms down the road when we have more space to play with. But the problem is, at the moment, we're kind of constrained by where these aquifers are. So we're going to build some new rooms over here. And we're going to actually extend this hallway right through here. We're going to build some new rooms right here. We're going to need some more doors. I'll queue up some doors right away. How many do we have? 24. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We need 9 more doors, 9 more rooms. So that's 8. And we'll do a 9th one right here. So we're going to need 9 more doors as well. So let's just get those queued up right now. We need we need doors. I don't care what it's made out of. But we do actually, we're going to need to make a work order because we do need 9 of them. So rock doors to the tune of, you know what? You can make 10. Why not? We'll have a couple extra. Always good. We'll have a few extra doors. How are these dogs going? Still not fully trained up. That's fine. We'll get there. You know what? While we're doing that, I also want to make this nicer. This is our worship space at the moment. We're going to widen, like, we got a lot of dwarves now, so we're going to widen it up a little bit. Actually, I don't like that. Because we've got these pillars here. So we're going to go around and we're going to make another pillar. And we're going to make it a little bigger because we've got more dwarves now. And we want them to have a nice worship space. And then we're going to polish it up too. Hey! Oh, the dwarves are singing in the tavern. I'm just enjoying the music. I'm just grooving with it. Oh, beds. Need to queue up some beds. Sure, we'll have a spare bed. Is almost operational. It's filling up with water. That was awesome. That was a great track. I loved it. I want to hear that again. We've extended out our temple a little bit. Um, we have the well is almost operational. That's awesome. That's really good news. We've queued up some beds because we're going to need beds in these rooms ASAP. We're going to need doors in these rooms ASAP. We're going to want to polish them as well, and I think I'm going to want to polish the temple. I think we're going to polish that up now. Make it nice. We'll even look at maybe getting some engraving in there soon. It's the place of worship. It's going to be one of the nicest rooms in this place in the short term. One thing we can do is we can actually assign workers to work. Like this becomes their workshop. So like we have Fikad Dodokasas here is a stoneworker. He's a competent stoneworker. We could just make this his workshop, and then he's kind of the guy who works there when we order something. We have so few dwarves at the moment and so few workshop spaces, though, that it's almost kind of beneficial for everybody to be able to do it at the time being. And he'll always be favored. Like, he prefers to go and do stonework. So when a stonework job comes up, he's the guy who's like, I think I should go do that stonework. We have this standing order here to cut gems as well. So when the amount of rough cut gems or of rough gems is greater than 4, someone will automatically come down here and polish them. So we've got some stuff going on here. We can start installing doors. We got a saltpeter door. Yeah, let's do the saltpeter door. I'm down for that. Any of these rooms that are basically done. I don't really care which doors are used at the moment. Use whatever you want. I'm not going to be too picky about what doors we use here. Dwarves are doing a great job carving things out here. I bought that nice steel pick. Yeah, somebody grabbed it. Good. Rith grabbed the steel pick. I'm glad about that. Rith's been here a long time so far, over a year. Deserves the opportunity. Almost a year, rather. Deserves the opportunity to have a nicer pick, for sure. Been doing a lot of the heavy mining. There we go. All these new rooms have been carved out. We're going to get doors in place for all of them. Don't have quite enough yet. That's okay. We're working on it. If you want a door in a specific color or to match a certain aesthetic, you can queue up that they use certain materials. I'm not being too picky at the moment. The important thing is that we get these dwarves in rooms. That is the important thing at the moment. These two are still both like sharing a room each here. I don't know that they necessarily need the 2 rooms, but it is what it is. Lore has a literal open door policy. He has no door on his office. He's happy to have anybody come and talk to him. I mean, he might talk down to you about it because he's a bit of a sadist, but we got some beds done too. Let's get those beds in place. Place some furniture here. I'm okay with just using the closest material at the moment. We're not being picky. We just want the beds placed. Oh, not enough yet. Okay. Have to run some time here. Our well has come operational. That's good. We do want to make a hospital at some point. Dwarves can get hurt, and we want a place for them to convalesce. Having access to clean water, very useful. Very useful for dwarves. We're starting to run out of drink, I notice. That's actually not great. We have 50 drinks left. What's the drink situation going on over here? Just have a standing order to brew drinks. The amount available is less than 10. Checked daily, though. And then it's brew 10. I'm not happy with that. We're going to change that. If it's 30, if it's less than 30, I want you to brew 30. All right. Making progress. Incremental progress is still progress. And we'll get that last door up there. Perfect. All right. Do we have any more beds made? Do we have some beds? Do we have the beds made? Making the beds, putting the beds down so dwarves can sleep their heads. Yeah. Looks like most of these beds are done. Nope. Need 3 more. How deep has this well gotten? Up to 4. A dwarf could drown in that well now. What do we got here? A masterpiece oaken bed has been made. Wowie zowie. We can dismiss that. I'm okay with dismissing that. The merchants are gone. He's gone. Got a stray rooster. Interesting. I'm okay with that. We can get rid of some of those. We want beds for our dwarves. There we go. Everybody's got a bed now. All right, so we can now make some bedrooms out of this. We need a multi-bedroom. This area here. Boom. Done. More bedrooms. So, who doesn't have a bedroom? Who doesn't have a place to stay? All these folks have quarters. Lore has modest quarters, apparently. Why does he have modest quarters? Kids can all have rooms too. Kids are allowed to have rooms. We'll just assign everybody some quarters for the time being. Rith and Kubak, we'll keep all the kids down here for now. And we actually have a couple spare quarters at the moment, so there we go. Everybody's got quarters assigned to them now. And so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to polish them. So let's get our polish on. Dwarves love polished stone. So we're going to smooth this up. We're going to smooth it up. Let's get polishing dwarves. Make those quarters nice. Um, Hold on a sec. What's going on with this stockpile? There shouldn't be any corpses or refuse in here, and yet I see some dead mice. Maybe they're just kind of hanging around. Nobody's gotten rid of them. They are refuse. We don't really have a refuse pile at the moment. Something to look into, perhaps, in the future. I'm so happy that we got this well working. That's great. That's big. Huge. Now, dwarves like to have a little bit of stuff, too. They like to have furniture. They like to have places to keep their things. Don't have enough rough gems. Interesting. Found some kaolinite here. Ooh, I've been going 2 hours. It's 11 o'clock. I might only go another, like, 10, 20 minutes. We'll see. We'll finish up what we're kind of working on right now. Did I buy a toy? I think I did. What are our stocks like here? I don't have any toys. We should build a toy for the kids to play with. We've got a whole bunch of kids who came with their families in this last migrant wave, and they don't have anything to play with. That's not cool. So we're going to have someone build a toy. We don't have any bone, unfortunately, which is a shame, because we've got those two legendary bone carvers. We'll toy then. Let someone take care of that. Something for the kids to play with. Look, people are already popping into their rooms to get some sleep. Oh, yeah. That's what I like to see. It's all the kids, lazy bums. To be fair, I did set that they didn't need chores. We're changing seasons, so we're having an automatic save. I've got it set to save every season. That's actually apparently a pro tip. A lot of people said that. Make sure the game saves. Excuse me. Make sure the game saves every season. That way, it's you're less likely to lose material, to lose progress that way. So, all right, we've smoothed up all the rooms. That makes them much nicer. You know what else we're going to smooth up? Oh yeah, we're going to smooth this up. Get in there and smooth up the temple. We're going to make it real nice. What do we got in here? We got some lemonite. An alert. A thief. A thief? I don't really have much of a horde, admittedly. Where is this thief? Kobold thieves have shown up. Where are they? Bastards. They're competent swordsmen. Oh no. Oh no. All right, we need to get all the dwarves inside and fast, and then we need to lock the doors. So, we're going to create a burrow. So, we haven't done this yet. We need to make a new burrow. We're going to just make it right here. This is going to be Burrow 1 is just going to be alert. Everyone is going to be assigned to the burrow. All civilians are assigned to this burrow. Um, oop, 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 oop. Remove this burrow permanently. Repaint this burrow. We can repaint it. We're gonna extend it. It can just be basically the interior of the fortress. We just want people to be able to come down to safety in the event of an emergency. And then we're literally just going to lock the front door. We haven't set up traps yet, which we should do. So this is just the burrow for the time being. Except. Mostly we just want to get all the dwarves inside. Okay, everybody's moving to the burrow. I'm worried about our animals. So maybe we also have the animals come inside during... Can we set the animals to come inside is the question. I don't think we can. I think we just have to risk it. For the time being at least. But everybody's come inside, it looks like. So we can now lock the doors. I'm worried that they might go after our livestock, but they shouldn't be able to get inside now. Because we've literally locked the doors on them. We called everybody down. You know what? We're going to repaint the burrow to include the temple. I don't see why not. We'll include these stairwells. Basically, just so long as everybody's inside behind the locked door is the key thing, right? And then we can suspend the burrow when danger is past, and then everybody can go about and do their thing. But for the time being, I do want people to be able to make use of the carpenter and the farm while there's danger afoot. Let's take a look at these thieves again. Oh, they've left. Because they noticed the door was locked and they took off. That's good, though. That's good, though. Kobold thieves. There's a deceased rhesus macaque somewhere. These dogs are still not being trained. Can we assign them a trainer? So we have an animal caretaker. Oh, she's not a trainer, though. She's just a caretaker. But we'll see how she does. We'll see how she does. We can also set basically most of these animals to be butchered, but I do kind of want to breed them. I'd like to get like a chicken. We've got a cow and a bull, and they've got a calf. If we can get more cows going, that would be great. We might move them underground at some point too, because we can find space underground potentially to have them graze. So, cat's killing the mice. I'd like another cat too. So these thieves are gone. That's good. So because the thieves are gone, are they still out there? Where did they go? Did they go up in the trees? What's going on Or is that just where they were spotted originally? Yeah, I think the kobolds may have left. Did that not get smoothed underneath the altar there? Maybe it did, and it's just hard to tell. Oh, look at that well. So full of stuff. I love it. All right, so if the kobolds are gone, I'm okay with unlocking the doors and suspending the burrow. It looks like they may have taken off. Basically, the dwarves, someone spotted them, sounded the alarm. All the dwarves rushed inside, and then we locked the door. And the kobolds are like, man, guess we're SOL. One thing you can do in this game, by the way, the reason why you can go up elevation, you can build up. You could build a tower if you wanted. I mean, dwarves prefer to live underground, but it is what it is. All right, well, good news, dwarves. We are going to suspend the burrow. We don't need you to be worried about it anymore. We're going to unlock the front door. The kobolds are gone, and they seem to be. And we're going to unlock everything. You can go back outside. That's Laura's office. All right. All right. So let's start working on some more projects here. We could start making some more furniture for the dwarves' bedrooms. It's not a terrible idea. Make instrument piece. Ooh, an Onam drum. We might try to buy some cages the next time that that they come, and make some cage traps for our front area too. Try to catch anything that tries to sneak in. You know what we're going to do? We're going to deck out our tavern a little bit more here. Let's get some tables. No, we'll actually make a work order for it. Let's get 4 tables. Thinking 4 tables. 1, 2, 3, 4 in the middle here. Maybe 6. Maybe 6 tables. Make 6 tables. And then when you're done with the 6 tables, we got a lot of wood, actually. We got a lot of wood at the moment, so maybe we'll make some wood chairs. Make some wooden chairs. To the tune of, what do we got? 12? We got 6 tables, so let's make 12 wooden chairs. Yeah. And then we'll get them set up here in the tavern area. Oh, I'm so happy we got that operational well. That's great. Look at that deep water. 5? Perfect. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Dumud Lamzasit weaponsmith has been possessed. Why harm yourself for anyone else's benefit, he says. He's been possessed by a strange mood! Oh no! Oh boy, this could be huge. He wants to make something. What does he want to make is the question. What does he want to do is the question. He's familiar with the poetic form, the Watchful Gloss, a poetic form concerning the future originating in the Silvery Armory. The rules of the form are applied by poets to produce individual poems which can be recited. The poem is a single tercet. The Watchful Gloss is always written from the perspective of the author. A form of parallelism is common throughout the poem in that certain lines use the same placement of allusions. The first line is intended to make an assertion. It is 9 syllables. The second line is intended to make a counter-assertion with 5 syllables. The third line is intended to synthesize previous ideas. It is 10 syllables. The rhyme scheme of the poem is ABB. Neat. Neat. Oh boy, but this is I need to figure out what he needs. Very long beard is neatly combed. Very long sideburns are braided. Long mustache is arranged in double braids. Very long hair is neatly combed. A jutting chin. His nose bridge is concave. His ears are flattened. His burnt umber skin is slightly wrinkled. His hair is chestnut. His eyes are heliotrope. Interesting fact, if you get the description of your dwarves, you'll note that they actually all possess similar cultural traits, which is interesting. I don't know where to check what he needs. Possessed by unknown forces. He is in a strange mood. The question is, what is he doing? What is he going to do? Do we have the craft workshop that he needs? Like we've got a carpenter, we've got a crafts workshop, we've got a mechanics workshop, we've got a jeweler's workshop, we've got a stonemason's workshop. The only thing we don't have is a metalsmith shop, which is unfortunate because he is himself a weaponsmith. But we don't have access to what we need to make a smelter. We don't have a lot of iron bars. I don't know what to do to help this guy at the moment. He has not met need to craft an object. I've been fine, he says. I don't know what he wants to do. I'm not certain how to check. He's just kind of hanging out over here at the moment. He's not in a bad mood by any stretch. He's been taken by a strange mood, but he's in a good mood. Let's see. Down in the corner here where you can't really see, we've got our citizen menu. We've got our tasks, place information. Our tavern, our stockpiles, our workshops, our farm plots, our nobles and administrators, our objects. Oh, hey, some people showed up with some family heirlooms. So we've got some minor artifacts here. We don't have a library yet, so we can't have anybody write anything. But some people do have some family. The Corrupt Feed. Shusugket, the Corrupt Feed. Idarzes Dalathonshen. Rock Knighted the Riddled Chance. Ezarvukar. Soldierers. The dwarf language is awesome. Kodar Taram. Dawn Faded. An axe. Interesting. Are any of these people carrying them? Dastoth Northglaze. Dastot Northglaze. Just curious if anybody's like they've brought these heirlooms with them. I'm wondering where they are. Yikes. Making tables at the moment. Well, while he's working on his strange mood, we're going to start furnishing our... We're going to start furnishing this place. We made 6 tables for our tavern for the time being. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's 2. I mean, I'm happy with that. Or do I do this? Do maybe 4 and 4? No, we'll do a long table. Don't know how many tables we've built so far. I can see a couple up there. It'll tell us. We've got 3 so far. So he's possessed by a strange mood, but he's not doing anything yet. It is still early days. Maybe it takes a little while for them to kind of like get the creative impulse and turn that strange mood into the desire to create something. Speaking of which, we should maybe make a little more space here, because eventually we're going to want some more workshops. It's also possible that people are using the workshop. We will get more tables, more tables, more tables. And we'll start putting in the chairs too. We want to make sure we're putting the wooden chairs in here. Oh, look at that. We've got 2 of 3 different types of wood, so we'll just kind of work our way down here. We'll do the oaken chairs there. We'll do the hazelwood chairs next. We'll put the willow chairs after that. So in theory, if I'm not mistaken, what he's going to do is eventually this strange mood, like he's going to sit around and just kind of be in this mood for a while. And then eventually, we've run out of fish. Eventually, he's going to go and collect materials and then claim a workshop and then start working on something. I think that's the way it's going to go. Kids are playing in their rooms. Got some planting going on here at the farm. What was that? Oh, just some ravens, I guess. There's our calf. Off to bed. Well, thanks for stopping in, Angry Cat. Yeah, usually most Fridays around 9 o'clock is when I stream. Thank you for tuning in. I'm gonna also wrap it up right away, so you're not gonna miss anything. But yeah, thanks for joining me. And if you want to rewatch it, you can check me out on YouTube. Also, Scotty Bomb. You can watch this on the replay for the next week. But have a good night. Thanks for joining me. It's been fun to have someone to talk to, not just myself. But yeah, once I've got this tavern done, I'm gonna call it, I think. So we've been going for a good while here. Let's get some more chairs in here. We got oaken chair. We'll try to make this. We'll try to do this aesthetically pleasing. We'll get the hazelwood chair. We'll get the hazelwood chair. And we'll get the willow chair on the end. We'll try to get them going the same way. We do have one limestone table and a bunch of sandstone tables, but also Happy New Year to you too, Angry Cat. We'll see you in 2023. Perfect. An oaken chair. Will it be a willow chair? Will the last one be a willow chair? Oh, people are happy to come in and have a seat. Enjoy a good sit. Oh, a hazelwood chair. That's okay. It's fine. He's still being possessed by a strange mood, but he's not doing anything yet. I'm not certain what is up with that. Carve a track in a stone floor. For minecarts, allow archers to fire on invaders in a gap. Nice. I might try to engrave up these pillars at some point, I think. All right, but I think that's where we're going to call it for tonight. I said I'd set up the rest of this tavern. We've got rooms for all our dwarves. Most people are happy. One of our dwarves has been taken by a strange mood. We're going to have to figure out what to do with that. Maybe I'll look into that in between sessions. So, but that's where we're going to call it, I think, for tonight. We're going to save and return. Yes, we're going to save to this timeline. You know what? Maybe we'll pop into Legends mode real quick before I wrap up, and see if we can find a little bit of information on some of these deities. So we'll continue in Active World, the Wondrous World. How do I pop into Legends mode in an active game? Maybe we have to be in the game. Do I need to retire the fortress? You know what? We'll look into that for next time, too. We're going to call it here. So, thanks for tuning in. Thanks to Angry Cat for sticking around for most of the night. If you want to watch the replay of this, it will be available on Twitch right away. And, of course, I will upload it to YouTube for posterity, not prosperity. So you can check it out there as well. Yeah, thanks for sticking around. Having some fun with Dwarf Fortress here in Astiragoth. Astiragoth, the Fortress of Statecrafts, young frontier fortress. And hopefully you'll join us again next time. Thanks so much. You have yourself a good night.